Mourners from various parts of the country gathered in Melmoth to pay their final respects to education and social justice activist Reverend Bekizipho Dludla. Dludla died last week at the age of 99 and was accorded an official Category 2 provincial funeral. He was described as an intellectual visionary, a spiritual giant, as well as a tireless campaigner. One of his achievements was forming the United Congregational Church of Southern Africa and serving as the chairperson of the Inanda Seminary. Newzroom Afrika's Phila Mthembu reports.
It was a celebration of a life well lived, where unity took center stage. Even political rivals came together to honor his legacy.
Our province is certainly poorer with the departure of Reverend Bekizipho Dludla. We are honored to have had in our midst such a spiritual giants, a tireless campaigner for social justice, peace and reconciliation, a fearless believer in racial equality.
The Premier also reflected on the pivotal role Dludla played towards ensuring that women thrived in even male-dominated spaces and his tireless spirit in fighting against racial segregation and social injustices.
Reverend BK cherished more than supporting education, especially that of the girl child. This was one intervention which contributed immensely to the empowerment of women, enabling them to make choices free of patriarchy, allowing them to be independent and equal members of the society.
His support for gender equality even echoed within the walls of his church.
He influenced a lot of our young ministers at the time, nurturing them for ministry, preparing them to take leadership responsibilities, and especially helping us to work on gender equality in the church. Hence, you will see in the UCCSA, we don't talk about women ministers or male ministers. We talk about ministers in general, because we regard ourselves to be equal, whether you're male or female.
His ability to speak for the voiceless was one of his strongest points.
I think what stands out, his unassuming ability to speak justice to power. Speaking at the right time, for the right forum, for those that can't speak. And I think in a society where we find ourselves, where there's so many voices, but few voices that speak for justice, that it echoes the voice of, not the late, but the voice of the Reverend Bekizipho Dludla.
His family described him as an ambassador for humanity, even at home, but feel that his work was not honored at the time.
Malume ubekhala namhlanje kodwa I think inyembe zakhe isulekile because ubehlalesha ukuthi izwe linje nje ngangikhona lapho kodwa ngeke uzwe noyedwa emention igama lami. Akaze nube noyedwa nje umention igama likaDludla noma abantu abaningi bathukile mabebona this kind of funeral awenze ukuthi kanti kube yini lo baba sebeyathola ke kodwa ukuthi kwenzakalini. Ngiyabonga ukuthi ekugcineni government did justice on him.
The send-off was attended by statesmen, including former President Jacob Zuma. Dludla's legacy will be remembered as a game-changing and impactful to those he was entrusted to serve. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I'm Phila Mthembu in Melmoth.